I am Anupama Narayanpur from Presidency School, Bangalore South. Today we'll be learning about data, database and structured query language. So before starting with the database, we need to know what is data. Data is the one which is used in every table, like it's a raw fact or a figure. We call it as data. Maybe it is like a text data, or it can be graphic data, or it can be audio, or it can be video. Like this, it can have different variety of types. And then what is database now? Database is nothing but collection of similar interrelated data. So I can say, like, database can be a collection of simple, like example I can give, student database, where student information will be stored there. And similarly you can have like audio cassettes database and movies database. Like this you can have images database. So like this you can have a number of different databases. So each database will be like, under each database there will be various tables. So table is the basic element in the database known as a relation. So under table you have a row called as tuple. So each row will be known as tuple, and number of rows in a table is called as cardinality. Suppose if the table has 5 rows, then cardinality will be 5. The same thing, column or attributes we can say, which defines each field. It's like a field, and then this number of attributes or the field is known as degree. Suppose there are different like 5 fields in the table, then you can have, like, you can tell that there are 5, there is a degree 5. So this is how the basic things you will need to know the terms. Now SQL is the one where you can have the query language to fetch the record, to create the database, and to manipulate the database. So there are basically two main commands, DDL and DML. DDL stands for Data Definition Language, and then DML stands for Data Manipulation Language. And apart from that, there's one more also, transaction control languages, which is used to give the commands like rollback, commit, and other things on the database. So now we will see what are the DDL commands are nothing but data definition. As you know, it's a definition means it can create, they are the commands used to create the schema and the overall structure of the database. Like we have create database, we have, and then create table we have. All these are the commands which will come under DDL. Then once the table is created, we will put the records into that and we will manipulate the records. All the things will be called as data manipulation language. Now we will start with the creating database. And SQL is the one where it can be freely downloadable, like it is open source. You can download and you can start using SQL. MySQL is the client command prompt. You can click that and you can start using the database. So creating database, what is the command we have for this? I have a command called create database and the name, whatever the name of the database. So same thing, I can just make use of, this is the syntax actually. So you can have create database and then specify, suppose I would like to create the database of school. So I will give like this, and every SQL statement should end with the semicolon. This is the first command under database. Now, once you create the database, you need to open the database. For that, you have a command called use database. Use database, whatever the name you want, you can give name of the database. Like here I have created school, so I have to use school as a database. Now we just learn how to create a database and how to make use of that database school. In the next video we'll be learning more commands.